It was a sunny morning, June 28, 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, next in line to the Austro-Hungarian throne, arrived in Sarajevo with his wife Sophie. They were there for a visit, and no one knew this day would change the world forever. Back then, things were tense in Europe. Countries were fighting for power and land. They made alliances, promises to help each other if war started. These alliances were like a line of dominoes just waiting to fall. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was a huge turning point. It started a chain of events that led to a terrible war in Europe and around the world. Europe in the early 1900s was a mix of political tension and military buildup. The continent was a patchwork of empires and nations, each with its own ambitions and fears. The political landscape was dominated by a complex web of alliances and rivalries, which created an atmosphere of suspicion and competition. The Industrial Revolution had transformed economies and societies, leading to rapid advancements in technology and military capabilities. This period saw the rise of nationalism, with various ethnic groups seeking self-determination and independence, further complicating the political situation. Big, powerful countries like Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, France, and Great Britain were playing a dangerous game, trying to get more power and making alliances. These alliances were meant to provide security, but they also meant that any conflict could quickly escalate into a larger war. The Triple Alliance of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy stood against the Triple Entente of France, Russia, and Great Britain. Each side was wary of the other's intentions, leading to an arms race and a series of crises that brought Europe to the brink of war. Germany, growing in industry and military strength, felt trapped by its neighbors. The country was eager to assert its power and secure its place as a dominant force in Europe. The German leadership under Kaiser Wilhelm II pursued a policy of aggressive diplomacy and military preparedness. They believed that a show of strength would deter their rivals and secure their interests. However, this approach only heightened tensions and made other nations more suspicious of Germany's intentions. It teamed up with Austria-Hungary. The Austro-Hungarian Empire was a multi-ethnic state facing internal challenges and external threats. The alliance with Germany provided a sense of security and support. Together they formed a powerful bloc in Central Europe, but their aggressive policies and actions alienated other countries and contributed to the growing instability in the region. France, still upset about losing a war to Germany years earlier, looked for friends against a possible German threat. The Franco-Prussian War of 1870–71 had left deep scars, and France was determined to prevent a repeat of that humiliation. The French government invested heavily in its military and sought alliances with Russia and Great Britain to counterbalance the German threat. This created a tense standoff, with both sides preparing for a conflict that seemed increasingly inevitable. Russia, a huge empire, saw itself as the protector of Slavic people in the Balkans. The Russian Empire was vast and diverse, with a strong sense of national identity and a mission to support Slavic nations seeking independence from Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian rule. This brought Russia into direct conflict with Austria-Hungary, as both powers vied for influence in the Balkans. The Russian government under Tsar Nicholas II was committed to defending its interests and supporting its Slavic allies, even if it meant going to war. Great Britain, worried about any one country becoming too powerful, tried to stay out of things but got pulled into the alliances anyway. The British Empire was the world's leading naval power and had global interests to protect. While Britain initially sought to avoid entanglement in continental conflicts, the growing threat posed by Germany's naval expansion and aggressive policies forced Britain to take a stand. The British government formed alliances with France and Russia, hoping to maintain a balance of power in Europe and prevent any single nation from dominating the continent. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia, which was ruled by Austria-Hungary, was the spark that started the war. The Archduke's assassination by a Bosnian Serb nationalist set off a chain reaction of events. Austria-Hungary, with Germany's backing, issued an ultimatum to Serbia. When Serbia's response was deemed unsatisfactory, Austria-Hungary declared war. This triggered a series of mobilizations and declarations of war, as the complex web of alliances pulled one nation after another into the conflict, leading to the outbreak of World War I. The Archduke wasn't killed by just one person. It was a planned conspiracy. The leader of the plot was a man named Dragutin Dmitrievich. He was the head of a secret Serbian nationalist group called the Black Hand. Dmitrijevic thought that killing the Archduke would start a war that would free Serbia and other Slavic lands from Austria-Hungary. He got a group of young Serbian nationalists, including Gavrilo Princip, the man who would pull the trigger. The Black Hand gave the assassins weapons and training and helped them sneak into Bosnia. On June 28, 1914, they waited for the Archduke in Sarajevo, ready to carry out their deadly plan. The Archduke and his wife Sophie arrived in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. They were there to inspect the Imperial Armed Forces in Bosnia and Herzegovina, annexed by Austria-Hungary 6 years earlier. The visit was meant to showcase the strength and unity of the empire, but it would soon turn into a day of tragedy. Everyone was excited, but security wasn't very good. The streets were lined with people eager to catch a glimpse of the royal couple. However, the security measures in place were minimal, and the atmosphere was tense with political unrest simmering beneath the surface. As their cars drove through the city, someone threw a bomb. The bomb was thrown by a member of the Black Hand, a secret military society. It was a clear sign that not everyone welcomed the Archduke's presence. It missed the Archduke's car and exploded under the next one. The explosion injured several people, including members of the Archduke's entourage. The streets were thrown into chaos, but the Archduke and Sophie were unharmed. The Archduke was shaken up, but okay, and he decided to continue his visit. Despite the close call, he insisted on continuing with the day's schedule, determined not to show weakness in the face of danger. Later, the Archduke's driver made a wrong turn, and the car stopped right in front of Gavrilo Princip. Princip was another member of the Black Hand, and he couldn't believe his luck. The car had stalled right in front of him, giving him the perfect opportunity to strike. Princip saw his chance, stepped forward, and fired 2 shots. The first bullet struck the Archduke in the neck, and the second hit Sophie in the abdomen. The crowd was stunned, and chaos erupted once more. One hit the Archduke in the neck, and the other hit Sophie. Both were gravely wounded and quickly lost consciousness. Despite efforts to save them, they both succumbed to their injuries within minutes. News of the assassination spread quickly. Newspapers around the world reported the shocking event, and the news traveled fast through telegraphs and early radio broadcasts. The assassination sent shockwaves through Europe and beyond. Austria-Hungary was furious, and people there blamed Serbia. The assassination was seen as a direct attack on the empire, and the public demanded retribution. The government quickly pointed fingers at Serbia, accusing it of orchestrating the attack. This set the stage for a big diplomatic problem that quickly turned into a world war. The assassination triggered a series of events that led to the mobilization of armies and the formation of alliances. Within weeks, Europe was plunged into the Great War, forever changing the course of history. Austria-Hungary, with Germany's support, gave Serbia a harsh ultimatum on July 23, 1914. They demanded Serbia stop anything against Austria and let Austro-Hungarian officials help investigate the assassination. Serbia, stuck between Austria-Hungary's demands and wanting independence, agreed to most of the ultimatum, but not all of it. Austria-Hungary wasn't happy and declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. Russia, promising to protect Serbia, started getting its army ready. Germany, afraid of fighting a war against both France and Russia, declared war on Russia on August 1, 1914, and on France on August 3, 1914. Great Britain, promising to protect Belgium, declared war on Germany on August 4, 1914. In just a week, Europe's major powers were at war.